Balaka, a district in southern Malawi where a local non-governmental organization, Nkhadze Alive Youth Organization, NAYORG, was formed and operates. Currently, NAYORG is implementing a grant from the Tilitonse Foundation on governance in the district to a tune of 90,556 euros. The aim of the project is to align the operations of the district council with the decentralization policy and help boost its revenue collection capacity. Charles Sinetra is NAYORG's executive director. He says the project was informed of the situation in Balaka by the Tilitonse Foundation study on political economy that named districts which were unable to raise more revenue. The design of the project, he says, is that the council should be able to collect more revenue, make good use of the revenue, and have proper management of the revenue collected.
There were no systems as to how they can collect. There were no committees. There was no synergy between the committees and the council. The council has got all the structures required to do such an exercise were not there. If they were there, they had no capacity.
Balaka District Council Revenue Enhancement Committee Vice Chair Ernest Kadzokoya concedes that the past is not worth celebrating in as far as revenue collection is concerned, as the council faced enormous challenges too heavy to bear.
We've been facing a number of challenges. One, we've had a backlog of arrears for our members of staff, so this led to a number of sit-ins because we are failing to pay them. Again, issues of sanitation in our markets, we had poor sanitation because we are failing to remove the garbage or the rubbish in our markets. Apart from that, also, there is actual issues of poor governances in all the markets. Like the committees that were there, they didn't know what their roles were. So all those led to poor working relationship with our revenue collectors. Apart from that, the general services that we are supposed to render to the public, we've been failing as a council because we're not having the required resources for us to make sure that we deliver the necessary services to the masses out there.
This is Balaka District Market. Just like other markets in the district, this one too had been facing a lot of challenges that got compounded every day due to lack of rapport between vendors and the district assembly. Madalena Petulo is a vendor at the market.
Panali mavuto akulu. One samatisesera, two kunali kovuta kuti ifeyo tilumikizane ndi assembly kuti tikhale pamodzi tikambirane zimativuta.
In this predicament, there was no motivation for the youth in Balaka to take part in market revenue collection, as they saw no benefit in paying market fees.
Toyambirira mwina kuyambirira kuja siti madziwa chifukwa choti siti madziwa ubwino wopereka msonkho. Komanso siti madziwa chifukwa chopereka na msonkho siti machidziwa.
There was chaos in all the market structures due to poor relationship between the vendors and the council. As the council frowned upon the vendors for failing to pay market fees, the vendors too despised the council for neglecting their welfare and health. This, according to one of the senior vendors here, Petro Machande, culminated into a cat-and-mouse relationship.
Madando wanalovuta. Chifanyonera kuti ti anthu akadandaula. Tikakambirana kunyamula kupita nazo kwa assembly sizimatithandiza amangovomera mapeto aje kuti abwere kapena kuti tilingani khali pansi tikambirane zinthu zasizimatheka.
Rooting out these challenges and unlocking the revenue generation and utilization capacity of the council was a tasking endeavor.
We designed activities that would meet that requirement. So some of the activities were like we were interfacing the council and the community, the committees, the structures, to see why are we not able to collect more revenue. So there are so many challenges. There are such grievances that even the people who come with their commodities to sell in the marketplaces, even the people who have business premises, they would say, why should we pay when we don't have, or when we don't receive such services that we require?
It is this participative approach, according to Tilitonse Foundation Chief Executive Officer Robert White, that prompted the foundation to release the grant as the project targeted some of Tilitonse key resort areas: active citizenship, good and economic governance.
It's basically designed to increase transparency and accountability in the mobilization and utilization of resources in the district. So the organization, which is the NAYORG, is working with the district council in 16 markets that are spread throughout the district of Balaka. And in these markets, they're working with the market committees, but they're also working with the revenue collectors to make sure that the resources, I should say the fees that the market vendors pay are actually being accounted for.
During such honest and deliberative interactions between the communities, council officials and vendors, another thorn in the flesh of Balaka District Council's operations was discovered. Neighboring Machinga District Council was depriving it of the much-needed revenue by collecting market fees from two markets that lie at the two districts' border town of Liwonde.
When we studied the way how the councils were approaching this issue, we felt we should use our own approach as NAYORG. So, yeah, we believed that when we empower the communities, the voice of the people would choose what they want to do. So we empowered the chiefs, the communities, the market committees, and all those other stakeholders. We supported them to do what they planned.
Historically, Balaka and Machinga were one district called Kasupe before they were split into what they are today. Later, the establishment of Liwonde town saw Machinga district stretching its boundary into Balaka across Liwonde barrage to widen the revenue generation base for Liwonde town. This saw the two markets that lie across the Shiru River barrage on the Balaka side, Chidzanja and Liwonde roadblock markets, getting co-opted into Liwonde township. This decision, according to group village head Manga, had far-reaching consequences to people of his village and Balaka district as a whole.
They were collecting revenue, which was being used for development projects, which my councillor, our councillor, or our MP were not taking part in terms of distributing the revenue which was being collected in my home village. That was actually disturbing my mind, because I thought we were keeping something that we were not benefiting from, because all the monies that were being collected from this market was being distributed in Machinga, where no representative from here was there, and in fact we were getting nothing from whatever they were collecting.
The co-opting of Chidzanja and roadblock markets to Machinga was an awkward situation to Balaka District Council, according to Kadzokoya. He, however, says the case was beyond Balaka District Council's action, as the officials at the council could not start fighting fellow officials at Machinga District Council to reclaim Chidzanja and Liwonde roadblock markets. The situation needed voices of opinion leaders in the district to awaken public interest on the matter and advocate for central government's action.
For us as a council, as our hands were tied, because we were part of the government machinery, we could not just snatch the markets from our colleagues. So it was them now who worked together with the communities now, trying to lobby that the markets should come back to us.
It is here that NAYORG, through the Tilitonse Governance Grant, intervened and provided expertise and resources that enabled Group Village head Manga and his subjects breakthrough.
They have been coming, offering us trainings and educating our market masters and even ourselves of how we can take care of the market. So we actually appreciate their coming. NAYORG has actually done a very good job.
One of the local business persons at Chidzanja Market, who was instrumental in pushing for the return of the two markets from Machinga to Balaka District Council, was Ojesi Somanje. He says his role in the task force that was formed to see through the matter was critical.
We had a trip to Machinga District Council whereby we wrote a letter telling them that they have to stop collecting revenue or taxes in these two markets. Then from there, NAYORG came again. We had several meetings with the chiefs. After that, we went to Lilongwe, the Capitol Hill. We met with the principal secretary in the Ministry of Local Government, pertaining the same issue.
On revenue usage, Sinatra says they also discovered that the council was using a unilateral approach to the utilization of the meager revenue collected as they sidestepped communities contrary to the decentralization policy.
Every revenue collected at a local council, people within those structures should sit down and discuss what should we do. They should give priorities on what should we do with these monies that we've collected. And this is the motivation to the people, because they are empowered to decide what they should do with the money. If things are not happening, they will not blame anyone. They will not blame the council. They will not strike.
These activities, according to James Juma, a youth leader and business person in Balaka, awakened their interests in revenue collection. The youth at Liwonde Roadblock and Chidzanja Markets set up problem-solving mechanisms and committees that teach others in the two markets about the importance of paying market fees.
Ngati achinyamata tidatenga upangiri wokwanira chimodzi mwa icho adatipfunza masiko kadi komanso tili ndi leadership imene tinapfunza limodzi sundanza atwalira misonkho ku siko kadi ntchito yathu ifeyo nditi timabwera pansika mukuyitanitsa mwina nsika wonse mavenda wonse malo amodzi ndiye ntchito ya siko kadi timabwera kuzaunguza kuti kodi vuto imene tinalo pansika pano ndi liti ndiye timapanga marenji mavuto aja malo amodzi ndikuona kuti kodi vuto imene tingasolve mofulumira ndi litiro ndiponso kuti timathandiziranso musiko kadi momwe kudziwa kuti kodi msika kuti uyende bwino pamafunika chani ndi chani komanso maphunziro athu ngati leadership amene acha tidaphunza chonga kuti dziwe kuti kodi ifeyo pamene mwina ndili ngati wachinyamata ntchito yanga ndi chani.
NAYORG has also put them on a network with committee members from other markets, a situation which enables them to share knowledge and skills easily on best practices. It is these activities, according to Kadzokoya, that have helped bridge the gap between the communities and the council.
With their project now, it has really helped us a lot because one, it helped us to build capacity of these structures like the revenue collectors, the market committees. They have been trained by NAYORG. Apart from that, they have also been sensitized what is their role as citizens, what are they supposed to do to their council, not just expect the council to do something to them. That has been done, or that has been brought to the attention of the masses by NAYORG.
In order to promote good and economic governance, NAYORG also lined up a number of activities that promote transparency and accountability in the management of the collected revenue. Sinatra says this is critical in ensuring that the resources collected are put to good use.
This project that we implementing with the support from Tilitonse Foundation, I think has helped us to build the capacity of the councils, the people that are involved, to be able to manage the resources in a way that is required.
In order to have a glimpse of the extent of this approach in other markets, we travel 31 kilometers north of Liwonde Roadblock Market along the Mangochi Road. Here lies Olongwe Market that has just recovered from the bad experience which came because of the poor relationship between the vendors and the council. At this market, the vendors had boycotted the payment of the market fees for almost 8 months due to poor service delivery, as there were no toilets and water. Chairperson for the market, Pensulo Makitu, recounts that NAYORG's intervention proved critical in restoring sanity at the market.
Poyamba anatipangisa makomiti, titachita makomiti, anatipanga training, ndipo atatipasa training, tinaphunzira zochitika zonse monga za musika. Katoledwe ka ndrama, kasamalidwe ka nsika, zonse zinalipo tikuziziwa.
True to Makitu's word, we found scoreboards at Ulongwe, so too in the other markets we visited earlier on. Here, they display daily revenue figures collected by market revenue collectors. For instance, here at Ulongwe Market, the figures are promising as they peak tremendously from the initial month of May to date. The activities may be subtle, but Kadzokoya says the results are telling, as revenue generation at Balaka District Council has picked up by almost 400%, enabling the council to deliver in critical areas which it failed to do before the coming of the project.
We're getting 60,000, now it's close to 20,000 a day. So that is a big jump which we have seen because of this project. So we really applaud them because of that. They have helped us to get a lot now from where we are not getting something, and with that now we're able to reduce the arrears which we've had with our workers. We're able to collect the refuse on a daily basis. So as I'm speaking now, at least you can say in our markets there is good sanitation, our markets are clean, people are now enjoying the good working environment because they're able to trade now, to do their trade in a good environment.
What is pleasing from all this grant implementation, according to Chief Insamara, is that they are able to track the expenditure of revenue at the council without any obstruction, unlike before when the council's coffers were kept secret, away from the reach of the local communities.
Pakali panopo tikasusumira ku council ndalama zikukwera pamwamba koma masiku ambuyo mosezi maziwika chifukwa chakuti sitimaziziwa kuti kodi ndalama zimenezi akazitolera zimagwira ntchito bwanji. Koma palero lino tikutha kuti akatolera ndalama zija ndikuziwa kuti mwezi uno atolera ndalama mwakuti, ndipo zagwira ntchito ndi mwakuti, ndipo zosala ndi mwakuti, kuti zosalazo zindikuthekera kuti kudusa miyezi 2-3 olo chimbuzi kapena jigo patusika utha kupezeka kuchokera mu ndalama zathu zomwezi.
The implementation of this project by Tilitonse through NAYORG has awakened Balaka District Council such that it has started looking forward. To mitigate any future challenges, Chairperson for Balaka District Council, Stephen Michael Sauka, says the council has developed a strategic plan to guide its operations.
Tiyapemphebe kuti mwina athandizebe project imeneyi mwina at least kwa 2 years kuti nomwina wake tifikirebe patsogolo chifukwa atha kungoti mwina timakhala angotipangisa ndodo kuti tiyambe kukwawa koma mwina kuyenda sitingathe kuyenda chifukwa tipakufunikirabe maupangiri ena.
Now that the project has addressed some of Tilitonse Foundation resort areas, White scores the grant's implementation as impressive.
There's been a tremendous improvement in terms of relationships between the market committees and the council. In Balaka, through this project, there's been a big improvement. There's trust that has been created between the committees and the revenue collectors and the council. They sit down to discuss the problems that they're facing, but at the same time, council has been able to provide some of the services that vendors need. On a positive note, again, the council in Balaka has been able to increase revenue collection in these markets. So these are the positive developments that are coming out from the project that we're supporting under NAYORG in the Balaka district.